What if Obi-Wan died to General Grievous? Anakin, just finding out the Chancellor was the Sith Lord that they've been looking for, rushed to Mace Windu with the news. But Master Windu had news as well. Before Anakin would tell him about Palpatine, Mace told him about the tragedy of Obi-Wan. Tears would fill Anakin's face. He was feeling so many emotions, but his anger was fuming. He was angry with the Jedi because he should have been there with Obi-Wan. Instead, they made him spy on the Chancellor. He was tired of not being trusted, and this was his breaking point. He would ask Windu about General Grievous's whereabouts, in which Windu said they were tracking him back to the Mustafar system. Anakin would say he would go there and take care of Grievous himself, but Windu was opposed to this as he thought Anakin would fall to Grievous as well. Windu would ask Anakin about what he was going to tell him, but Anakin has lost complete trust in the Jedi, and was beginning to buy into Palpatine's philosophy. So he decided to withhold this information on Palpatine. Master Windu was still going to see the Chancellor to inform him that Grievous will be there soon and to see that Palpatine resigns his emergency powers. Only this time, he had no idea what he was truly walking into. As he departs, he requests Anakin to wait for him in the council chambers, as he wants to discuss some matters with him. Anakin would not stay though. Enraged, he flew to the Mustafar system to kill General Grievous himself. In Palpatine's office, Mace Windu arrives, declaring the news and seeking the powers of the Chancellor to be revoked. Palpatine smiled because Windu had no idea about him being a Sith Lord, which means something had to happen to keep Anakin from telling them. This was the confidence he needed to move into his next phase. Meanwhile, on Mustafar, we can see Anakin's eyes engulfed in Sith yellow standing over the dismembered body of General Grievous, along with the rest of the Separatist leaders. His body, filled with pain and agony, did not know what his next move was, but he knew for sure he would not return to the Jedi. Back in the Chancellor's office, we see Palpatine dragging his feet to Mace Windu's proposition. He would turn around and smile, looking out the glass window. He would ask Windu about Anakin's whereabouts, in which Mace Windu told him he was here on Coruscant. Palpatine replied with, "Are you sure about that?" Mace Windu, becoming uneasy, said, "What are you getting at, Chancellor?" Palpatine responded, "Or maybe he's on Mustafar, finishing what a Jedi could not." Mace Windu grabs his lightsaber, as a twisted smile was on the Chancellor's face. "I can sense the fear in you, Master Windu. The dark side has clouded you and the rest of the Jedi." Mace Windu would say, "It's you. You're the Sith Lord we've been searching for." Igniting his lightsaber, "You're under arrest." In which Palpatine simply said, "No." Igniting two lightsabers, lunging towards Mace Windu, engaging in a fight. He was so quick and powerful, Mace Windu was having trouble keeping up with him, but would put up a good fight. But it would be ended with Palpatine killing Mace Windu. He must act quickly at this point. He would call Anakin on Mustafar, informing him the Jedi are attempting to take over the Republic and needed his help. Anakin would agree. But with Anakin not on Coruscant, he couldn't lead the Order 66 attack on the Jedi Temple, as it needed to be done quickly to catch the Jedi off guard. So this time, it was led by the Chancellor himself. He would ask Anakin to return to Coruscant. Order 66 will play out as we know it. Only more savagely, the Emperor and his army would destroy all the Jedi within the temple. Anakin would meet up with Padme, informing her that the war was over and that the Jedi are attempting to take over the Republic. Padme, upset about the entire situation, was against Anakin joining the army to fight the war against the Jedi, asked him to just leave everything behind and focus on their family. But Anakin was enraged with the death of his master and the Jedi. He informed Padme that this would be over quickly and that they could raise their family in a peaceful galaxy without war. He would be sent off-world to track down remaining Jedi. As Palpatine arranged an emergency Senate meeting declaring the betrayal of the Jedi and would rally the Senate to reorganize the Republic into the Galactic Empire to finally bring peace and justice. Padme and Bail Organa were in attendance and were displeased to hear the death of democracy. Following the Senate meeting, Padme and Bail were requested to speak with Master Yoda. While Padme, not knowing the full situation and what to believe, would question this, but Bail would convince her that they could trust Yoda. Upon their meeting, Yoda would ask Padme about Anakin, in which she told him that he was defending the Republic. Yoda, putting two and two together, feared the worst, that Anakin has fallen to the dark side. Padme would suddenly be thrust into labor, delivering her twin babies, only she would not die. Yoda would suggest she keep her distance from Anakin, but Padme refused to believe that Anakin would do anything to put her or their kids in danger, and she said that she would be going back home. Bail and Yoda would discuss a plan, as Yoda said he would attempt to gather what Jedi he can and attack Palpatine and attempt to cut the head off the snake. He asked Bail to listen carefully to other senators to find out how they felt about this and perhaps begin to try to change some minds. This would be the early seeds of the rebellion. Yoda with a group of Jedi would confront Palpatine, declaring his short reign to be over. Palpatine, laughing, would shoot a massive wave of lightning towards the group, sending most of the Jedi to the ground, but Yoda remained standing as he just absorbed it. Palpatine would ignite his saber, lunging to one of the downed Jedi, impaling them. He would target another Jedi, killing him as well. Yoda was noticing Palpatine's tactics of attacking the weak. He would predict his next target, unleashing a force push that sent Palpatine flying. Quickly, the remaining Jedi would surround Palpatine. They all reached out with the Force, combining to make a grip so strong that the Emperor himself could not break out of. This was it, until Anakin emerged. Igniting his lightsaber, he approached the group. Yoda would ask Skywalker to stand down. Anakin would make his quarrels with the Jedi known, in which Yoda actually agreed with Anakin that the Jedi were flawed and strayed away from the order he once knew. Anakin, caught off guard by this, slightly lowered his defenses. Yoda would ask Anakin to help him, and together they can move forward, repairing the damage that was done. Anakin, still not convinced, stood there, until Obi-Wan's voice would appear to Anakin, along with Qui-Gon. They would comfort him, reminding him that he was a good person, and that regardless of everything that's transpired, that they both trust him to make the right decision. Anakin's weapon was shut off. This looked like it was it. The Emperor was defeated, and Anakin did not pose a threat anymore. But then the clones busted in, firing upon the Jedi. They had to loosen their grip on Palpatine to fight the clones. Palpatine would use this opportunity to escape, while the Jedi made quick work of the clones and made their own escape. With Palpatine without an apprentice and a small faction of the Jedi remaining, along with Anakin being one of them, the galaxy would enter a new war. Bail Organa would do his part in attempting to spread the truth amongst the senators. While most refused to believe him, there were some that agreed, fractioning the Empire.